Welcome back to Houston Newsmakers, where I am delighted to be joined by Lisa Saylor, who has helped raise hundreds of thousands of dollars for the National MS Society. Thank you for being here. Also, here's Dr. Leora Freeman, a neurologist at UT Health, who is leading the way on a new program for people with MS. And Larissa Jacobs, the Director of Community Health for the YMCA of Greater Houston. Thank you all for being here. This is a good thing to talk about here. We got the BPMS 150 coming up in a month or so, so it's a good time to really kind of focus on that. Lisa, let's talk about you for a moment. You've had MS for more than 20 years now, correct?
Yes, going on 27 now.
How have things changed for you in terms of your outlook, in terms of what your focus is going forward from the time you were first diagnosed to now? How have things changed?
Well, the most significant change are the choices that are available now in disease-modifying medications. When I was first diagnosed, there were no drugs on the market to treat multiple sclerosis. So we call it diagnose and adios. And now, I mean, I was a mother of 3 young children and struggling on a regular basis, and I went into my wheelchair at the age of 34, and probably the biggest difference is there is so much hope now for a young mother with 3 children today, most likely will not have to raise her children from a chair. And
you have really focused on trying to find a way to help change that dynamic, have you not? And now with the YMCA, there's a program that no one would really think the YMCA would have a program that's focusing on helping patients with MS. Yes. How did that come about, and what does it involve?
Well, the BPMS 150 that is coming up in a few weeks raises many millions of dollars here in Houston. We have the largest bike ride in North America related to multiple sclerosis, and those funds, most of which go to research, but a lot of it goes to things as scholarship. And the new push in multiple sclerosis now is wellness and what can be done on an individual basis to treat the disease.
And so a lot of that, I saw some video with you at a pool, it's pool work and that sort of thing.
Yes, yes.
And Doctor, that is one of the things that you really focus on, is it not now, in terms of trying to get people who have MS to have a healthier outcome with this kind of program?
Absolutely. I think that in the MS community, we have been really blessed, as Lisa has said, that we've been at the forefront of discovery in terms of drug disease-modifying therapies. But when I see people who are newly diagnosed with MS, I always emphasize the importance of what they can do in their plan of care to be healthier and have better outcomes. And in my opinion, exercise hand in hand with medication is the single most important approach to impact the consequences of the disease. And this is why we have all come together to design this new program, the Moving Stronger program, to empower people with MS to be active and stay active consistently. This is because exercise has been shown in the literature extensively to help with mobility, to help with walking speed, endurance, even the hidden symptoms of MS that are so debilitating, like fatigue or depression or cognition. Though I felt as a neurologist that it was my purpose to try to help bring these programs to the forefront. I see my patients 3-4 times a year. As a multiple sclerosis expert in a fantastic comprehensive center for MS care, my job is to try to find the best medication for my patients, but also to provide this education. Now I have a concrete way, thanks to the YMCA and the National MS Society, to help them with this program.
Larissa, how did that come about? I mean, all of the elements coming together with the YMCA, which obviously does a lot with families and then focuses on a lot as it has to do with good quality health care.
Yeah, so the YMCA is so much more than just a gym, and we really want the public to know that we are very inclusive and that we welcome people that are trying to continue their health journey to come into our doors and just live their best life. So we were very excited to collaborate with National MS Society and UT Health to create a different kind of a program that we think doesn't exist anywhere, and the Moving Stronger program is really there to help the MS community get active.
How many places is it available? Is it just in one place right now, or just where is it available?
We're starting with 2 locations. We would be very excited to spread it to more locations, and we're just so excited to get started at the 2 locations. So.
At this point now, with the BPMS 150 coming up, you and your husband have raised like hundreds of thousands of dollars as a result of this. What do you want to tell people as we get close to that about them getting involved in the BPMS 150 and helping to raise these funds?
Well, that you can make a huge difference in someone's life today. Research is wonderful. I'm all about funding, going to research. But what is important to me is what can be done to impact someone's life that is struggling today. And that's why I feel so passionate about this program. I've been involved in wellness for several years myself that I've chosen to do. And I'm so excited that we now have a program that is no cost or very low cost to people in their own communities. And that's the exciting thing, is that there will be things for others to take part in.
Dr. Freeman, I noticed on a national story they talked about a new drug that's coming out that is going to be available. How familiar are you with that? I know it's very early in the early stages, but the reports were they were excited about what this drug possibly might do. What can you tell me about that?
We've been very involved at our center. So I work with a group of thought leaders in the field of multiple sclerosis. We've participated in the studies that have brought this new medication, Ocrevus, to the market. And we're very excited about what the hope that it brings to people. This is the first medication that has been approved for people with progressive MS. And it has been shown to have the ability to slow the progression of disability in these people. And it is a medication that is also considered to be quite safe, which as a physician, it's what you want. You want to have the benefits and very limited risk. So we're really excited for the people with progressive MS especially, but also those with relapsing remitting MS, to have a new medication, a new choice in part of their care.
Larissa, I think it's a great story, by the way, and we're going to put information on our website about that as well. Larissa, how can people get involved or find out about the YMCA program?
Yes, so if they will email us at betterhealth@ymcahouston.org, then we can find the best location for them.
Okay. Well, that's a good way to get that done. I've also got information on my website as well, information about the Y, where it's available. You can go to the YMCA website, which is easy, ymcahouston.org. The BPMS 150, you can get information about that as well, nationalmssociety.org. Get all that information, get involved, support the BPMS 150. Full disclosure, I'm chair-elect of the Greater Houston YMCA. Thought I'd get that out there. Support the YMCA, especially when you have programs like this. It's amazing what this organization does. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the great optimism that you have in what you do. Doctor, your research is amazing. We appreciate all that you do as well. Larissa, you know I love you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all for coming in.
Thank you.
Hey, you know, volunteers are often the lifeblood of many communities. Next week, some special volunteers will be celebrated on the Recognition Day for National Service. What's that all about and how you can get involved? Next, when Houston Newsmakers continues.